All right. We're going over self-test B on page 273. A loan of $6,400 at 12.5% simple interest is to be repaid in 4.5 years. So your equation in your notebook.
What?
Get your notebook open.
I know.
Should be 6,400 times 0.125 times 4.5, and you should get 10,000, or you would get your interest, then you would add it to your 6,400. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, automobile loan is to be repaid in 3 years. The total amount to be repaid is $9,230. If the interest were simple interest, what would be the annual rate? The first thing you had to do was subtract $6,500 from $9,230. Did you do that?
Yes.
That was your interest. Then you would have, what is that? What? $2,730. So $2,730 is your interest is equal to 6,500 times your R times your 3. Okay? You would solve for R, balance your equation, you get 14%. Are we okay there?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3, you borrow $2,500 at 16% interest compounded semi-annually. If it's compounded semi-annually, what is your time?
It's 0.5.
Yeah, half a year. No interest is due until you repay the loan. If you repay the loan at the end of 18 months, how much will you pay? $3,149.28. Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay. 4. Julian Dolby invested $5,000 in a special savings account that pays 8% interest compounded quarterly. Mike, what's your time if it's compounded quarterly?
9 months.
Quarterly?
Or 4 months.
Okay. What are you multiplying by in your equation?
3 months. So quarterly would be 3 months.
Okay. What are you going to multiply in your equation?
1/4.
0.25.
Did you do that?
I just did it on a calculator.
How long must Julian keep his money in the savings account in order to earn at least $250 in interest, Monica? 9 months. We did an equation or a question like that. All right. Mary Barnes earns $9 an hour. In 1984, she worked an average of 38 hours a week. She pays 5% of her wages to a pension plan, and her employer pays an additional 7.2% of her wages to the same plan. How much was paid to the plan for Mary in 1984? You had to do a lot of things there. Did you get $2,169.65? No? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about that one. So, she makes $9 an hour. $9 times her 38-hour work week is what? Crunch your numbers. Go. You need to calculate. What?
342.
So she makes $342 a week. Does that make sense? Okay, to her pension plan, she pays 5%. Her employer contributes 7.2%. Does that make sense?
Mrs. Rice.
Yeah.
So I'm confused why you have to add them together. Just they're just asking for Mary, not her employer.
No, it actually says how much was paid to the plan for Mary in 1984. So let me show you how you do it. Okay, so we're going to take 5% of 342, and then we're going to take 7.2% of 342. Crunch the numbers.
17.1.
17.1, and what's this one? 0.072 times 3.
24.62.
Okay, so you add Mary's contribution and her employer's contribution. Did you do this on a calculator?
Yes.
Maybe you should break this down. Pick up a pencil. That's an eraser.
0.0.
There you go. All right, so we have 17.1. We have 2, 7, 11, 4172. 4172. And is this weekly? How much was paid to the plan for Mary in 1984? So let's multiply that by, how many weeks are in a year? 53?
52.
52? What's that? Yeah. Equals 2169.65. So you had to find her contribution and this contribution. Now, this is the deal. When you guys start going to work, so you get a job, you don't get to keep your whole paycheck. Do you know that?
Yes.
So the best job probably is like babysitting or mowing grass and getting that person to pay you in cash. Because then you get to keep all your money. When you get an actual paycheck from an actual institution of sorts, Chipotle, McDonald's, UDF, ICA, wherever you're getting your paycheck, you have to pay taxes, you pay into Social Security, which is a government thing, you pay all sorts of percentages. So say you make $2,000 a month, well, that's your gross amount. That's the total amount. Now they take all these, they're called deductions. Okay, and some of them they'll call contributions. Okay, you contribute to certain things, like your retirement or something. So you don't get to keep all that money. So this is kind of an example of what would occur with your money. Yes?
For number 4, it's like at least 9 months, so when you multiply it, you have to like get above it, and then so you had to do it 3 times in order to get above the amount. So would you count that extra time?
You would say at least 9 months. So it's got to stay in there at least 9 months, if not longer. It couldn't be in there less than 9 months.
Because it couldn't be like 6 and 2/3 months.
Right.
It has to be a full.
It has to be that full quarter.
Okay.
Because each time you can't compound it and pull it out early. Does that make sense? Yes, ma'am. Come on.
I'm sorry. On number 5,
Mm-hmm.
I added the percents and then multiplied by 52.
Did you get the same answer? Okay. Yeah, since they're the same amount of, since they're from the same amount.
2 questions.
Mhm.
Where'd you get the 52 from?
That's the number of weeks in a year.
Okay. And the second question is, so in number 4, you would for compound interest, you would multiply 5,000 by 8% times 0.25.
No, you didn't do that? 8%, 0.08. What did you multiply by?
I did 0.08 times a quarter.
So you should have, for your first one, you have 5,000 times 0.08 times 0.25, and you would have gotten 100.
Yes, and
Okay.
I added that.
So you add that to your 5,000 plus 5,000, and then you do that 5,100 times 0.08 times 0.25. So you've got your 100 and then your $102 in interest. Does that make sense? So did you get 102 the second time, the second equation?
Yes.
Okay.
And it says you're supposed to get 250 though.
Okay, so do it a third time. So what you've made so far is 100 and 102, which is $202.
Yes.
You want to make at least 250. So we're going to do it a third time to see how much you get then. So you're probably going to be in the 300 range. Do you agree?
I got 104.
Right. So if you add 100 to 102 to 104, you're at 306. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Your interest, 100, 102, 104. You're at $300.06.
Okay.
$300, $306.
So it's in the 5,000. You're supposed to try and get 5.
You want to know when you're going to earn at least $250 in interest.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you've earned 300. Now at 6 months, you've only earned 200. So You haven't earned 250. So you have to keep it in there at least 9 months to earn more than 250.
Okay.
Are you okay with that? Okay. All right. This is what I want to do today. I would like to go over the chapter test because it's more word problems. So it's on page 277. So go ahead and open up your book. All right. I'm going to give you, I don't know, we're going to do 2 minutes. And actually what I'd like to do is work from the bottom up. Does that sound good? Or should we review all the old stuff? I can't figure out which one. The bottom is the new stuff that should be really fresh in your memory. The top is stuff that we've done like a couple weeks ago. So there's before the flu pox break and then after the flu pox break. We did all of that before the flu pox break. What do you want to do?
Do the old.
Flu pox break.
It's chicken.
Flu and pox.
Flu and chicken pox.
Mike, stop correcting her, okay? I'm pretty sure she knows.
Mike, I'm going to win. You can keep it up. You can keep it up for the next 4 years.
Wikipedia said that Rhode Island was the biggest state in the United States.
Wikipedia is
Okay. Which one do you feel would be more beneficial? To review the old stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so do that with me and then do the new stuff at home. All right, so let's go ahead and start at number 1. I do believe it's a percent change. Go back in your notes and look at your notes from section 7.1 about percent change. Oh no, where is it? Okay, then go back and look in section 7.1 in your book.
You don't pay
7.1, page 246.
It's been.
I mean, you can look at the answers. That's fine. You got to be able to get there by yourself. All right. So, Sam Golden's salary increased $30 a week. If his salary was $400 a week before the raise, by what percent did his salary increase? Here is our formula for percent change. Okay? The amount of change divided by the original amount. Where do I put my numbers in? Here, Chris?
You have to first do 400 minus 30 to find the change.
Actually, let's read the question. It says he got a raise of $30 a week. So before, he was making $400. Next, he's making $430. So that $30 is the amount of change. Does that make sense? No?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is my amount of change, Chris? $30. So I have $30. What's my original amount? How much did he make before? 400. Okay. I can cancel a zero, cancel a 0. I have 3 divided by 40. What's that percent?
7.5.
So 7.5 like this? Or is it 0.075?
Well, the actual answer that we got was 0.075.
Okay. You got 0.075. You converted that into a percent, so you moved your decimal, so you got 7.5%. Thumbs up or thumbs down on that one? We okay? Good. Yeah.
If you set up a ratio, and the answer they gave you in the calculator was 7.5, you just keep that. You wouldn't convert it to a.
Right.
If it was a ratio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be able to interpret what your number means. All right, a clock ratio, a clock, I think it's supposed to say radio. Does yours say ratio?
It says, yeah.
I think it's supposed to say radio. They've just typed ratio too many times. A clock radio that sells for $30 is on sale at a 20% discount. What is the sale price? So let's go ahead and look. This might have been 7-2. So go ahead, turn your book back to page 241. And let's decide. If it's on sale, is it being discounted or is it being marked up?
Discounted.
Discounted.
All right, so we've got a discount. So are you going to add or are you going to subtract?
I'm going to subtract the discounted price from the original.
All right, so let's write our formula. We have a discount. My discount is equal, right? Yeah. Let's read. Clock radio sells for $30, is on sale at 20% discount. What is the sale price? So my sale price equals what?
The amount of the discount price.
How about my original amount minus what?
The discount.
My discount amount. All right, are we okay with that? All right, we don't know the sale price, that's what we're looking for, correct?
Yeah.
What's my original amount?
30.
$30. Subtract. How am I going to find my discount?
30 times 0.2.
Okay, 30 times 0.2. I want 20% of 30. Does that make sense? So my discount is 20% of 30, which is the same as saying 30 minus 0.20 times 30, which is what?
6.
Which is 6. So 30 minus 6. So what is my sale price?
So 24.
24.
Mrs. Rice,
Yes, well,
couldn't you do the 100 minus 20, then make the 100 minus 20 into a percent, which you would then times by 30 to get the answer?
sure.
Because I did that.
By all means. Did you get the same answer?
Yes.
Remember, this whole time we've been talking about how could you do it. Yes. So you're 80% of the original price. All right. Edna's auto sold. Edna's Autos sold $24,000 worth of cars last week. If Edna's costs were $16,800, how much profit did Edna make, and what was the percent of her profit? Okay, go ahead and look back on section 7.3.
So this just goes up each lesson.
Yep. They should have the little, in the brackets next in red right there, tells you what section on the very, do you see them right there? Yeah, over there. Okay, so what formula from section 7.3 are you going to use? Well, we've got 3 there. Let's go back and read our problem. Edna's Autos sold $24,000 worth of cars last week. If Edna's cost were $16,800, how much profit did Edna make, and what was the percent of the profit? So what do you need to find first?
The change, the difference.
Yes. So I need to find the profit, right? My profit is my total minus my expenditures. How much you spent. The money you spent. Or, sorry, total income minus total cost. Okay? What, the total income is what from the word problem?
24,000.
So I have 24,000 minus what were her costs?
16,800.
Yep. So what is the profit?
7,200.
So this is her profit. So that's how much she made. All right. Now, we need to find the percent of profit. What's the formula for the percent of profit? Kathleen?
The profit over the original amount.
Profit divided by the original amount of money, okay? So my profit is 7,200 over 24,000. So we've got 72 divided by 240, which is what?
0.3.
3. This is my decimal. I want to turn this into a percent. 1, 2, move it, add a 0, so I have 30%. Are we okay there?
Yes.
All right. Computer Village had sales of $16,000 for December. The store's profits were $28.80. What was the percent of profit?
It's just the same thing.
Should be, yeah. Profit, original, sales. Had sales of $16,000 for December. The store's profit was $2,800. So $16,000. What's the difference?
Would it be 2880 equals 16,000?
Shouldn't it just be 2,880 divided by 16,000? Yeah, that's all it is. Really, that's all it is? That's all it is, right? Yeah.
Because they already give you the
Yeah,
profit.
they already give you the profit. Yeah, so you're just substituting into this. The profit divided by the original to get the percent. Why was that one so easy? Who knows? Chris?
What? Well, I'm trying to get.
You're trying to get a what?
I am not.
Where's your calculator?
It's deep in the bowels of my backpack.
Well, go get it deep out of the bowels of your backpack. Come on.
I might never come back.
Bye-bye.
I wouldn't want to go digging in that backpack. I cleaned that out one time last year. I know what's in there. It's a disaster. All right, let's set up proportions. Ready? Number 5 and 6.
Wait, this is the answer we remember.
Yep. So number 4, the answer is 18%. All right, number 5. The pro shop sold 6 of 20 tennis rackets in May. What percent of the tennis rackets were sold? So they want you to set up a proportion.
Is this the one where you have to find like the difference between them?
Proportion. Remember? Something is to something as something else is to something else. Now it says it wants a percent. For a sparkly smiley face sticker. For, if I can find them, a sparkly, somewhere, they're somewhere, smiley face sticker. What a percent is a ratio of what, Will?
Whatever the percent is over 100.
A ratio, so a percent is a ratio of x to 100. So I'm going to have 100 in my denominator.
Yeah.
Find my stickers.
I think they're in the candy box.
Are they?
Yeah.
I just had them out earlier. They might be under my computer. All right, so what are you going to do here? What are you going to do here? Libby?
It's 6 over 20.
Okay, 6 over 20 equals,
Equals 30 over 100.
okay, 30 over 100, or x over 100 cross multiply. So we know that our answer is 30, right? So 6 over 100, sorry, 6 over 20 equals this. You could multiply by 5 or cross multiply. Either way, you're going to get 30.
I did 6 divided by 20 and got 30.
Same thing. Same thing. They just had asked you to set up a ratio. All right, number 6. This term, 30% of the students in one class are on the honor roll. If 9 students are on the honor roll, How many students are in the class? Libby?
You do 9 over x equals 36 over 100.
Yep. 9 over x equals 36 over 100. Cross multiply and solve, or use, what's that called? A unit multiplier. So what's my answer?
25.
25 people in the class. 25 students in the class.
Will we have to do this on the test, or will we have to set up a proportion?
You're just gonna have to give me answers on the test. You can arrive at your answer. Let me look. I have a little picture of it in here.
Mrs. Rice,
Yeah.
can you, so like the commission profit and all that stuff, can you give us like the formula on this?
Actually, I was just thinking about that to myself. How about I let you bring in your own index card with the formulas written on it, and then you staple it to your test. Makes sense.
Put as many formulas.
You can put your formulas on the index card. What's the test gonna look like? The test is 9 word problems. Very similar to this. Yeah. And that's it. 9 word problems. I bet it looks, the problems look really similar to this chapter test. All right, you want to keep going?
Yes.
Okay, number 7. John Anthony borrowed $1,200 for a year and a half at 13% simple interest. Tell me what your equation's going to look like.
12,000 times.
I think it's 1,200.
Whatever.
It's okay.
Times 0.13 times 1.5.
Yep. And get your answer. And what do you get?
180.
What are you
Okay.
doing?
1434.
And then add it back, so you have 1434. Make sense? So that's your interest. What that gives you is your interest. You have to add it back to your principal to get your repayment amount. Do you have a question, Kevin?
What was answer?
Answer 8. That was 7.
7, but yeah, what was 7?
1,434. Or we set up the equation. Do you want to see the equation?
Yes.
Okay. The equation for number 7 is 1,200. So interest equals your principal times your rate times your time. So your principal is 1,200. Your rate is 13%. And your time is 1.5 years. So this equals what?
180.
180?
Mhm.
This is 180. How do we get
234.
234? 234. We're on 7 still. This is not number 8. 234. So this is your interest. You have to add your principal plus your interest to get your total. So you have 1,200 plus 234. 1,434. Sorry. I'm not going to do it till Thursday anyway, so. Does he? Oh, okay.
Mrs. Rice.
Yeah.
On number 8, how would you set up the time?
Okay. Invested $5,000 in an account that pays 13% simple interest. If the interest is paid 4 times a year, how much is each payment? Okay, so let's find it. So it's for 1 year. Does that make sense? So number 8.
Would it be 0.25?
No. Let's look. So it's going to be paid. So number 8. Tell me my numbers.
5,000.
Okay, so interest is equal to your principal times your rate times your time. So my interest is equal to my 5,000 times what, Mon?
0.13.
0.13
And then times
times my 1 year. Times 1 year. My time is 1 year. Does that make sense? So I find this, which is what? 13,
650.
650, yeah. Equals 650. Now, it says it's paid 4 times a year. So what I need to do is divide this, sorry, that should be divide this by 4, and what do you get?
Why do you have to divide?
Because it's 4, they're going to pay it out. So maybe the bank doesn't have the $650, so they're going to pay you, huh? $162 4 times, so that their payment to you is less, and it's not one big lump sum at the, so they're going to pay you in 4 installments.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
So you have to divide this by 4. Does that make sense? It just, because it says paid 4 times a year. So you're not getting this. This is how much interest you earn. And the bank says, hey, you know what? I don't have $650 right now to pay you, but I'm going to divide it up 4 times to pay you evenly 4 times. So you eventually get to your $650. You just get it in 4 installments. It's kind of like your job. So say your job says you're going to make $4,000 a month. How much are you going to make each week? There's 4 weeks in a month. 1,000. Does that make sense? So they're going to split up your salary. So they're just paying you in installments and not one lump. Uh-huh.
If you just did 5,000 times 0.13 times 0.25.
Do you get it? You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So that would work fine too. That would work. Billtown Bank pays 8% interest compounded quarterly to the nearest penny. How much will 2,500 earn in 1 year?
You do 2,500 times 0.08 and then divide that by 4.
No. You have to compound it.
This one would be times 2.5.
0.25. Mm-hmm. So you're going to compound it quarterly. So how many snowballs are you going to have, Zoe? 4? 4. Zoe's going to be a banker. Or an accountant. All right.
You're going to be working at Subway.
No, I said I work at Burger King
Subway.
many times.
I'm gonna be
You're
a
right.
computer engineer probably.
Good luck
Okay.
with that.
Let's get this done. Go.
Yes.
Go, 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 go. So how much at the end of the year?
2706.08.
Yeah.
Okay, how would you do that?
Okay. Did we all figure out number 9? Okay. No?
Is the answer 2,706?
Mm-hmm. You want to set up number 10?
Yes.
All right, number 10. You deposit money in a savings account and make no other deposits or withdrawals. That's important.
What do you get in number 9?
$2,706.08.
How would you do that?
Did you get that?
I'm still working on it.
Okay, how would I do that?
I have no idea how you do that.
Yeah.
Number 9?
Yeah.
Okay, let's set it up and then you can crunch the numbers. All right, number 9. you have quarterly. So you're gonna have a snowball, it's gonna collect and it's gonna collect. So you've got your first month, you have 2,500 times 0.08 times 0.25.
50.
Okay, equals 50. You add your 50 and you get 2,550 times 0.08 times 0.25 and you get
51.
exactly?
Yes.
Okay, add your 51. What do you have? 2601 times 0.08 times 0.25.
5202.
5202. 5202. 23562 times 0.08 times 0.25.
53.06. Grand total of 2706.08.
You okay there?
We set up number 10.
Yep, let's set up number 10. You deposit money in a savings account and make no other deposits or withdrawals. You just put some money in. Make sense?
Did you just do it the same?
I don't know, I haven't read the rest of the question.
Probably. How much is in the account at the end of 3 months if you deposit 350s at 6% interest compounded monthly? All right. How much? What's my time if I compound monthly? 1 over 12.
So 0.083.
Is that 1 over 12?
It's like 0.083 repeating.
But since you're doing all months, can't you do it just times 1?
Oh. I gotta do 1/12. Sorry. So we have 3. So how many? We got 3 months. 1, 2, 3. Because it doesn't say my time is monthly. It says after 3 months. So it's compounded monthly. After 3 months, how much is in there?
So we do have to do it from the parentheses, 1.
Yeah. And you can type that into your calculator just like that. So you have 350 times 0.06 times 1 over 12. And you can put in your calculator, as long as you put in parentheses 1 divided by 12, especially in those big graphing ones, it'll read it as 1 over 12. What does it give you?
1.76.
1.76 exactly. Okay?
Or, sorry, 1.75.
1.75. So add 1.75 and you get 351.75 times 0.06 times 1 over 12. Keep going. Does that make sense? Then you'll have some amount times 0.06 times 1 over 12. And then this total right here is how much is in your account. Does that make sense? So that's your setup.
For that, I'm gonna check.
355.28.
28.
Yeah.
Can we go over the 11 real quick?
A major credit card charges a 1.5% interest rate each month on unpaid balances. If you were charged $8.50 in June, what was your balance? So you got to set it up. So you're going to have your interest equals your principal times your rate times your time. So my interest,
This is right.
yep.
Can I go over this, sir?
Yes. You were charged, so your interest charge is $8.50. Your principal, we don't know. Your interest rate is 0.015. So this will be X. So divide both sides by 0.015. 0.015, what do you get there, Kara?
566.66.
About 0.67.
This is right.
Mhm.
Can we just leave the time out since it's on the
Time would just be like 1. Yeah, like 1.
Is
So-
something like that going to be on the test? Because we didn't did we cover that?
That was in that last section that we finished yesterday. On the test, let me look. It would probably be the last question.
This is right.
Yeah.
Can we put like on that interest, can we put like the parentheses 1 per month?
Sure. Yep. What's the time? No, you really just have some, it's like simple interest and then one compound interest on section 7.7 on the test. So you guys should be okay. The test should be really easy. You should, I don't know, probably finish in half the class period. All right, let's pray so that you guys can get going.